Popsquat. Coming at you. Paranoid Android, one of my patrons, sent in another Sewerperson track. I am glad to do a Sewerperson track because one of my patrons and one of the people who comments often down below, Chaz, sent me some money specifically to order a Sewerperson t-shirt for the Elixir album that came out last week. And I was very happy. I forgot to mention it yesterday. I went and did it yesterday. I got the green Elixir shirt, and I got the confirmation that he got the order, that I think it's even already on the way. Very, very excited about that. Chaz, I wanted to thank you on the channel. Thank you so, so much. Sewerperson, I'm really looking forward to the shirt. It's going to be great. It's my first piece of merch from anybody that I've listened to on the channel, and it's going to be great. Really love it, and I love the Elixir album. If you haven't been following for long, I did a full album reaction to it last week, and it's great. It's a super solid album. I know someday Sewerperson's gonna just something's gonna break loose for that guy, and it's gonna be nuts. He's going to be an overnight success after 10 years of working his ass off. Anyway, let's get into this song. This is TBH, which I assume is standing for To Be Honest. But I don't know for sure because I haven't read any of this. It's by Sewerperson, produced by Godlow. The two of them have worked together a lot and worked together very, very well. It came out in 2022. And let's see what this is. Pop, rap, and emo pop. Even if I read those in a different order than they're presented there. Let's get into this. Paranoid Android, thank you once again for sending this in to me. I appreciate it. This is... Oh my god, I can't read. I really need to get new glasses for reading. Oh, I'm old. 3 minutes 15 seconds is the length of time. So let's dive in. TBH from Sewerperson, produced by Godlow. Let's go.
You don't have to do this.
People always say the same thing.
What do they say?
They say you don't have to do this.
You don't.
Okay. This is the best I can do. Call it.
So, who are these people? I do not know what this is from. Search for these two. He checks the sole of his boots for blood as he leaves her house. In any case, what? No Country for Old Men. Okay, got it. I haven't seen that movie in many, many years, so that gives me at least a little context here. Interesting. So why quote that? Let's. I just want to back up again.
What do they say?
They say you don't have to do this.
You don't.
Okay. This is the best I can do. Call it.
Quick revive, cause my heart's done. When love's a fog.
So I'm not sure where he's gonna go with this in terms of the song. I'm gonna back up to before the song starts. I'm not sure where he's gonna go with this in terms of the song, but I find the inclusion of this sample about somebody flipping a coin to decide life or death for somebody else really interesting, and believe me, it's because I'm a comic book geek, and I've been a fan of characters like the Joker and Two-Face for decades, right? Love them. And I love the sort of the order and chaos aspect of a coin flip character. Which was also like, what's his name in here? Anton Chigurh. I wonder if that's supposed to sound like chirurgeon, like a surgeon from the medieval times. Anyway, because it basically says he's given up on any kind of morality that a normal person would have, and he's assigned a completely arbitrary outside force to make those decisions for him, because either he doesn't want to make them himself, or he feels he's incapable of making the right decision himself. And ultimately, it doesn't matter what the decision is to him. He's just going to do what luck says, what fate says, what chance says. And it's a messed up way to make decisions, but I totally think it's fascinating. So to put that at the beginning of a song, it makes me think Sewerperson's going to dive into some stuff that's also in a similar vein, although he may take it in a different direction. I don't know. What is this quote here at the end? I'm the same to forget about everything I ever had. In reverse, I'm the sight lights. I'm the sight lights? Let's keep going. We'll listen to the actual song now.
Give me the quick revive, cause my heart's done. When love's a focal point, you want an outcome. I'm surprised to see you at this function. Cause last time we were close, you let my soul know. Honest, she alive for 5 months for the profit. I was lost for a while, but now I'm on it. How are you? I only asked me the bigger man. What is life if we only live to live again? In your head, I'm sure you're only seeing static. And how you treated me was less about neglected. So my partner knows I don't need to be managed. How you treated me left was more than a bandage. Cause okay, I heal these wounds with plenty of alcohol. Now I'm sure I wouldn't miss you at all on me until I think about the nights you were all on me. Oh my God, I'm alone at 3 a.m. in my bed, I just miss you. The ghost of you can hit hard. If it weren't for these drugs, I'd be gone. I hate this drink, give me courage to push on. Red leaves fall fast, eyes to one last phrase, and he came back.
So this way he's kind of drawing out his voice at this red leaves fall is awesome. It's awesome. It just puts a different stress on this part of the song. The stuff that he's talking about earlier, I unfortunately completely get. The whole idea of somebody using you so that they could get what they wanted out of a relationship, did not give a shit about you, or at least that's the way it seems, right? And as soon as you could no longer give them what they wanted, or they got what they wanted and no longer wanted to be with you, they just walk away and then leave you to deal with all of the fallout, because they're narcissistic pieces of shit. I say this as if I have experience with it. I do. And that's just how they live their life. They move on from everybody. Nothing matters to them. Nothing is permanent. At least nothing is permanent if it can't help them in some way. And that's exactly what I get out of this, right? And then somebody like Sewerperson gets into one of those relationships, thinks they found somebody truthful, meaningful, worthwhile, honest, but instead all they've run into is somebody who's lying to get what they want, and the relationship means nothing to them if they don't get something from it, if you are not giving them exactly what they need. And yeah, it's fucked up, because then those people say, oh, you'll thank me. There was a difference between you and I that was so significant, we could never have gotten along. And that's frankly bullshit. The problem is you can't have an adult relationship, and you are inflicting your trauma upon everyone that you ever come into contact with in terms of dating, because you feel like a relationship is something that needs to serve your purposes. It's not something that's about the two of you being in a relationship together, compromising, getting to know each other, encouraging each other in your interests, even if they are completely different than what you are interested in personally, right? And it's messed up that those sorts of people walk away saying, oh, I'm doing you a favor. I mean, it's beyond messed up. It's narcissistic. It's bullshit. What it is they just got tired of the relationship, and it wasn't giving them what, it wasn't worth it to them anymore, because they feel like a relationship has to be giving them something in order for it to be worth it. And it's not always like that. Sometimes the relationship is just work, and eventually it might pay off to be something better than just work. But that's been true of every relationship ever. Nobody ever knows if it's going to be worth it, and you just have to keep working at it. And some people can't do that. Some people are weak. And I'm not saying if you're abused, if you're any of that other stuff, like, yeah, you should probably not be in that relationship. But if it's just a normal relationship that's not abusive, then sometimes it's just work, because you don't always like your partner. You should always hopefully love them. And that is something that people don't understand. They think they should always like someone. They should always like their partner. And that's just not realistic. If you've had friends for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, there are probably times in their life where the relationship with that friend wasn't that great, and you didn't like them very well because of something they did, something they said, something that happened between the two of you, and eventually maybe you will get back to liking that person again. But you don't just give up on the relationship. Like, maybe you kind of, okay, well, maybe not talk to them for a little bit. And that same thing is true in a close relationship, like a marriage or any sort of partnership, right? Sometimes you just have to, like, I just need a little time. Maybe I love you, I just don't like you right now. And for the narcissists, like my ex and like the person that Sewerperson's talking about, that's when it's too much work. It shouldn't be work. It should just be easy. Relationships should just be easy. No, they shouldn't. No relationship has ever been easy. So just give the fuck up on that idea. And then, like I was saying, these people walk away and they think, you'll thank me for it. And that's because, guess what? Your life doesn't stop. When your partner, who you thought you were going to be with for the rest of your life, walks away, you have to keep on going. And the sick thing about life, and the good thing about life, is that the person who said, you'll be glad I did this at some point, they end up being right. But it's not because they have some wisdom. It's because your life doesn't stop. And you're not going to be hateful and angry forever, and hurt and injured and wounded and drunk and high forever. Because you just can't do that forever. I mean, you might kill yourself, but if you live through all of that, it will get better, because you're no longer with that piece of shit person, and instead you find other fantastic people who are actually kind and loving and supporting and nice and wonderful, and it has nothing to do with that person saying, you'll be happier. No. The only way I'm going to be happier is because life continues and it doesn't suck forever. So spare me your fucking wisdom, quote unquote, and go crawl under a rock and die. Sorry, I have some strong feelings about narcissists and pieces of shit of human beings treating good human beings poorly in relationships. Let's just back up and we'll keep going on this song. I had a lot to say there, apparently.
On me until I think about the nights you were all on me. Oh my God, I'm alone at 3 a.m. in my bed. I just miss you. The ghost of you can hit hard. If it weren't for these drugs, I'd be gone. I hate this drink, give me courage to put aside. Red leaves fall fast.
Oh yeah, that. So good.
On my thighs, on my back, always bad. But people try to put a price right on top of my head. She had life for 5 months for the profit. I was lost for a while, but now I'm on it. How are you? I only asked me the bigger man. What is life if we only live to live again? In your head, I'm sure you're only seeing static. And how you treated me was less about neglected. So my partner knows I don't need to be managed. How you treated me left was more than a bandage. Cause
Yeah, great song. And totally, everything I said applies to this relationship, and fuck, I'm sorry anybody had to go through that shit. It sucks. It sucks when people are not honest with you and they represent themselves as one thing and they are not that at all. And they know they're just using you. So that's sucky stuff. Yeah, sorry, that was a lot of stuff that I just unloaded there, and it's stuff that I've been thinking about for a while, this whole idea of like people getting into relationships and then getting out of them and going like, oh, you'll thank me one day. I will not fucking thank you. If anything, I will punch you in the fucking gut because you're a sickening piece of human waste. Like, I'm not going to thank you for you being selfish. Like, you could have stayed and had an adult relationship, and instead what you did was give up and walk away because you knew you could find some other idiot to have another terrible, dysfunctional relationship with that you could take advantage of them to get what you needed out of it. Like, no, I'm not going to thank you for that. Life, I'll thank life for it because life is what changed, not you leaving. Like, ugh. Just absolutely horrible. Horrible people. I don't know. It's crazy that we don't give classes on having relationships and how to have an adult, mature relationship, one that requires cultivating and strengthening and dealing with the fact that you might not like your partner sometimes. You should love them. You should. If that's the relationship that you're in. But you don't have to like them. You might be pissed off at them. You might not like who they are at the moment. But it's going to come back around, and you recognize that and you stick with it because you know the core of that person that you fell in love with is still there. Even if sometimes they disappoint you or make you angry or whatever, right? I don't know. It's not easy. It's not easy to have a relationship that lasts forever and ever and ever. I have friends that I've been friends with for decades, so I know I am capable of doing that. And it is disappointing when I picked someone as a partner in my life who is not capable of that. So, personally, I hope she dies of, I don't know, maybe brain cancer or something. Yeah, I know. That's a harsh thing to say, but I mean it. I would not mind if that happened to her. I would be perfectly happy with it. I know I'm a bad person. That's okay. I am vast. I contain multitudes. You know the quote, right? Great track. TBH. Going on my favorites. Getting downloaded. Love it. Sewerperson. Man. Great track. I'm looking forward to the shirt. That is for sure. Everybody else, have yourself a good night. Go over to the video I will link below. It's going to be the next video I do, but I'll link it here so you can go and enter the number 40,040,000 in the comments of that video, which is going to be called Banger from Chief Keef and Gucci Mane. And 40,000. Leave that in the comments of that video, and you'll be entered to win. I'll do the drawing next week, Saturday, because I'm posting this on a Saturday, and I'll get something out to the winner. Pop Squat. Check it out. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you want to send me something to listen to, CashApp, PayPal, Patreon are all down below in the description of this video, where you will also find the link to Banger, which is where you should leave the comment for the 40,000 subscriber giveaway. Have yourself a good night. Bye-bye.